G'day everyone, it's Ian Park from Ride Safely For Me, and I'm here on the beautiful Sunshine Coast, which I know is a favourite destination of many people in southeast Queensland. I wanted to just start by saying thanks to Alan and Bridget from Throw Your Leg Over for the opportunity to once again collaborate with them in their latest venture. One of the many things I love about Alan and Bridget's books is that they really encourage you to get out and about, enjoy your motorcycling, but to do it in a safe way. And many of you may know that Ride Safely For Me started when I was working as a police officer in Brisbane, and I attended a fatal motorcycle crash only to find out that the person who was killed was a person who I just met after they recently married a friend of mine. That man's name was Dave Bailey. But that's not the only motorcycling trauma that I can think of in my life. When I think back to when I was a young fella, probably early primary school, in Toowoomba, I was in the back of Mum's Ford Falcon, a 76XC Ford Falcon. As you might remember, a big tank of a thing they were, and we were driving home right on dusk, and I can remember that we stopped at an intersection and that Mum started to go, and then I heard a loud bang, and I remember looking out my window to see a motorcycle tumble down the road because Mum collided with a motorcycle. And as can often be the case, my mum was the driver. She was the one who was supposed to give way. She was at fault, but you know, who came off second best? Who's always going to come off second best? And while I don't remember much about that particular man or the injuries he had, although I'm pretty sure he had a broken leg and a few other things, even though that was, I'm nearly 50 years old, I can still remember that day, and I still remember what happened, and that's just the nature of road trauma. It sticks with you, and I still remember how upset my mum was. I still remember how, it was one of the only times in my life I can remember my mum going to bed early that night because she felt so bad about what had happened. It was a mistake. She didn't intend it. We all make mistakes sometimes. There's a lot of different aspects to road safety, and part of that is enforcement by the police, but a big part of that is attitude of people who are out on the road. That's drivers, and that's riders, and that's everybody in every kind of vehicle. Just as you're out and about, we just need you to think about the reasons that you ride, and most importantly, the reasons that you go home. And through Ride Safely For Me, we ask people to think about those people who are waiting for them at home and those who care that you come home safely. And that message hasn't changed, and it will never change, because it's one of the most important aspects of safety is your mindset. And as we know, motorcyclists being in the position they are always going to be vulnerable to not only the physical injuries but the mental injuries as well. Each year we lose far too many motorcyclists, and this year in Queensland has been a particularly bad one. As you're riding, as you're out and about, we ask you just to think about 4 things, and those 4 things are to respect the road, respect your machine, respect the rules, and respect yourself. And above all else, ride in a way that makes sure that you come home to those people that care about you, those ones who would look out the window as you ride away and would say, please ride safely for me.